This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. We are in Psalm 145 this morning. And what we're going to do today, not this morning, but today, and we're going to look from the other half. We looked at the first half one other day this week. We're going to look at the second half, starting with verse 14 in Psalm 145. And how the Lord upholdeth all. The Lord upholdeth. He upholdeth all. And you know that you and I need upholding at all times. We need upholding by God at all times. Do you know the devil's a great oppressor? He is oppressing us continually, all the time. And the Lord is upholding us all the time. Look what the Lord said. The Lord upholdeth all that fall and rise up. That means you get on your knees and rise up and pray to Him. Or you fall spiritually and get back up. All those that bow down. And if we bow down to Him in prayer, He's going to uphold us. And if we fall down in a sin or some kind of degradation, something happens to us and we fall down, He is going to lift us up. If it wasn't for God restoring us on a daily basis, we would all sink into the mire, into a deep pit of depression and hard life. I have some friends that have bipolar. The doctor says they have bipolar, and sometimes the doctors can misread some things, and but I see this problem of bipolar and schizophrenia as an attack on a human being by the devil. I can't say it's not God's will or it is God's will in that particular person's life that he goes through his life with this situation. I do believe that God told me November 5th, 1972, 3 o'clock in the morning, an alcoholic, drunk, wrecked my car, got out, and it felt like the Lord knocked on my heart right then and said, Peter, your number's up. Either you get right now, or you're not going to have another opportunity. And I believe there's a possibility that if I had rejected God right then, I probably would have spent the rest of my life, born days, if I was still alive, in the jailhouse forever. And that would have been God's will because of my rejection when He said, this is the drawing line. This is the line in the sand. You step over it. Whatever you inherit, you're going to inherit it for life. And I think that there are some people that have inherited some bipolar situations, that have inherited some schizophrenic situations, that they've stepped over the line. And do you say, can they be retrieved? If God chose to, He could, but the chances are that they will be retrieved are very slim. So how do you deal with these people? I deal with several of them. I have several of them that I in my life that I seem to be attracted to come around and get advice and whatever, and then they don't listen to it. And they don't act on it, but they call me up and say, well, what do you think? And I say, I think what God says is what it is. And if you're not going to do what God says do, you're going to be in the same place tomorrow you are today. So you've got to change. But change is not in the mind of a bipolar person. And change is not in the mind of a schizophrenic person. And because of that, all you can ask for is mercy. So I asked for mercy with those friends of mine who had this problem. And I say, I could have been there. I could have been there. Very simple. On November 5th, 3 o'clock in the morning, had I said no to God, I could have ended up bipolar, schizophrenic, in prison, walking around in circles as a crazy man, and not know how to put one thought in front of the other, and have thoughts of evil stuff most of the time. And the eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. If your eyes are upon God and you wait on Him, He's going to give you every single solitary thing you need. What do you need? You know what Jesus needed? You know what He needed? He needed nothing. He needed nothing. He had no place to lay His head. Never had a house. After He left Joseph and Mary's house at the age of 30 and went on the road, He never had a house. He never had a place to lay His head other than on a rock. When He went to the garden and prayed, and that's where He slept, in the garden. He slept beside the road, but He didn't have a place to call home in the sense. This was not His home. He was passing across the top of this earth, on this earth, for a small period of time. And His last 3 years of His commission on this earth were committed to His job. And His job was to come, actually lay down His own life. He said, they don't take my life, I give it. But God first said to Him, son, you're going to have to go down and lay down your life for the sin of this world. For the one soul that is lost, you can lay down your life for that one, that one could come and be with me forever. And Jesus would have done that for one. For one, He would have done that. Scarcely, the Bible said, would one lay down his life for his friend. But Jesus laid down His life for the human race, the friend of God. The human race is the friend of God. Look, thou openest thine hand and satisfiest the desire of every living thing. Who do you think gives the whales the plankton and the food that they eat? Who do you think gives all the animals on the earth the food that they eat? Who do you think it is that feeds the birds every single day? And I feed 50 pounds a month out here at my own house. And God said that He feeds all the birds every day across this earth. Somebody said one time, calculated that over 100 train cars full of bird seed would not feed the birds on this earth for one day. Not feed them for one day. 100 train car loads would not feed the birds for one day, and God feeds them every day. God feeds the billions of ants. Did you know that there is more weight on the earth in ants than there is in elephants? And God feeds the ants every single solitary day. Do you know that the amount of human beings there is on this earth, and God feeds the billions of human beings? You say, no, people grow groceries and do that and everything. Listen, you can put a seed in the ground, but you can't grow it. People can plant rows and rows and rows of corn, but they can't grow it. The Bible said that they can plant it, but God gives the increase. God's the one that grows it. Now, if you have planted corn and you've got 100 acres out there or 200 acres, and you forgot all about God and you said, boy, I'm doing good this year, this thing is, I'm going to get rich and all this and that. And the Lord sends a storm by, and in 15 minutes you ain't got any corn left. A hailstorm come along and clean your whole 100 acres of corn out in 3 seconds. And then you start looking to God, saying, God, what am I going to do? I don't have any increase. Wow. You should have gave God the praise in the beginning, so that the increase that you have would have gone, the credit would have gone to Him. The Lord is nigh unto all them that call upon Him, to all them that call upon Him in truth. He will faithfully and fully desire of them, give them their desire. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Listen, cry unto the Lord and He'll save you. Say, God, I am a sinner. Forgive me of my sin, commit my heart, save my soul, and help me to follow you the rest of the days of my life. And God is merciful. He will come and He will do that. Well, this is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. Our time is come and gone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.